Hi guys, this is the second part of the tutorial of editing dimension lines, and here I will show you more advanced options in the Dimension Style Manager. To open it, we have to click in this icon there, then I choose my dimension style and click in Modify. Now, I am going to explain you some advanced options that sometimes can be hard to understand what they do. Let's check out some of them. Baseline spacing. This only works when I am using baselines. And what is a baseline? If I have a dimension line here, and I'm going to click in this icon that says baseline, and I can draw several dimensions from the same point. For example, I draw this, and then I can draw another one until this part. So, the baseline spacing is the distance between two baselines, which in this case is 100. This section that says suppress, I can suppress each arrow. If I click here, you can see in the drawing that the first arrow disappears. And if I click here, I suppress the second one. Extension lines. These are the bars that delimitates a dimension line. Here I can change colors, line types, and line weights. And below that options, I can suppress each extension line. Extend beyond dimension lines. These are those distances here. If I change it to 100, you will see that they will increase. Offset from origin. That is the distance between the point where I click to insert a dimension line and where the extension line starts. Because it's too small, I have to zoom in a lot to see that distance. If I change it to 50, you will notice the difference. Fixed length extension line. If I check this box, the extension lines will have all the same size. Let's click here and change it to 30. Now this distance is only 30. Now let's change to the tab Symbols and Arrows, and here we will learn more options. Arrowheads. Here we can change the arrowhead. As you see, you can choose one of all these types. So if I change it, it also changed the second arrowhead, because usually we want the same for both. In case we want a different type for the second arrowhead, just click on it and change it. And if I click in OK, you can see how it looks. The center marks are used for circles or arcs, and they are used for radius or diameter dimensions. I can have the regular one, this one, or I can choose to not have a center mark or a line. Now, welcome back to the tab lines, and there was an option here that said extend beyond dimension ticks. This only works when we have the arrowhead as a tick, for example, this architectural tick. And if we go back, we can add an extension after the tick. For example, if I type 100, you can see what it does there. The dimension break, it's used for breaks in the dimension. I will show you. If I have two dimensions that intersect each other, I can click in this icon that says break. I select the dimension line that I want to break and the one that will intersect. Here it is, and that distance is the size of the break. which I can change it here. If I type 100, you can see now that it will increase. You can see now that the break size changed to 100. Arc length symbol. When we draw arc lengths, whose option we can find here, we can change the position of the symbol. For example, currently is located before the dimension text, but we can place it above, like this, or we can choose to not have it. Linear jog dimension. But first, I'm going to explain you what is a jog in a dimension. When we want to add a dimension line to a section that is much larger than what is represented, we can add a linear jog by clicking in this icon. We select the dimension line and then we click in the position where we want to add the jog. So here you have it. Also, because my real distance is bigger than this, we can double click in the number and change it. Anyway, I will show you the jog height factor, and it's the proportion between the jog and the text height. Now it's 0.75, and if I change it to 2, you will notice the difference. And you can see that the jog height is the double size of the text. Text appearance. Here we can change the text style, standard or annotative. We can change the color, or we can add a fill color, for example green. The fraction height scale is only active when we have the primary units set up as a fraction. And with it, if we change the fraction scale, for example to half, you can see the difference. Text placement. This is related to the placement of the text, obviously. We can have these options for vertical, horizontal, or we can change the direction. Just play around with it. Offset from dimension line. The distance that we type here, it will be the distance between the arrowhead and the number. I will type 100, and here it is. Text alignment. This will specify the position of the text according to the arrow. For example, now all the text is horizontal. If I click in Align with Dimension Line, you can see that now the text is aligned with the arrow. Then the last option of ISO Standard is mostly the same as the aligned option. The only difference is when the text doesn't have space to be displayed inside. With the ISO option, it displays horizontal. Okay, so it's everything in this tutorial. Thanks very much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to Cut in Block to watch all the tutorials of AutoCAD. Again, if you need online private lessons, just check in my channel page or send me an email to cutinblock@gmail.com. Thank you and hope to see you next time.